We found out that Serenity, that was her name, Serenity. We found out that Serenity had cancer, that she had leukemia in February of 1998. And at the time, I was only 15 years old, so the only time I had ever heard of leukemia was from that, I don't know if you remember this, but it was the Charlie Brown special, where Charlie Brown and Linus, they have a friend that gets leukemia, and the girl's hair falls out, and then at the end of the cartoon, she gets her hair back, and she's fine, and she lives. And so that was the only time I had heard of leukemia. And so when Serenity got it, I really wasn't that scared. I was young and stupid and naive, and I didn't know. And so she got leukemia, and she went into the treatments, and she got better for a while. And over the summer that year, she went into remission, got a new car, put like 15,000 miles on that car in just a couple of months. And then in the beginning of the school year, she got sick again. And then on October 11th, 1998, she died. And it was horrible, obviously. But at the time, I didn't know the full story. And I only found out a couple of years ago. I was doing, I don't even know, but it was October 11th, 2010. I noticed the date, and I decided to Google her name because I just wanted to see her face, And so I Googled her name, and I saw that her name was in the congressional record more than once. And that's when I found out that Serenity had actually gone to the doctors a couple times. She went at least 4 times. And each time her private and health insurance company refused to pay for the test that would have shown that her white blood cell count was really, really high and that she had leukemia. And so by the time her firecracker of a mother took her into an out-of-network, not approved by the insurance company emergency room, who actually did the test, by the time that emergency room had diagnosed her correctly, she had already lost 5 weeks. And with cancer, finding it early is the key. And she lost that time because of them. And then later, after she went into remission, she was told that she should have a bone marrow transplant. And her health insurance company denied it. Her health insurance company said that it was too expensive. And when they denied her bone marrow transplant, those horrible, profit-seeking, morally bankrupt pricks killed my friend. It's the same thing as when you take someone who's in a coma and pull the needle out of their arm. They cut off her treatment. And that's the industry. That's the industry that the Democrats left in charge of our healthcare in the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act. That's the fatal flaw in this law of ours. That's the problem with the system. Because you better believe that these corporations that exist by law to make as much money as possible have an army of lawyers poking through this law right now, trying to find ways around it, trying to find ways to legally deny our care again, so that they can take the money that they would spend on our bone marrow transplants, on our surgeries, on our medicines, and put that money in their pockets. That's what they're designed to do. They're not designed to provide us the best health care in the world. However, even though this is not the best choice, and even though they have created a very, very complicated system, the Affordable Care Act is a step in the right direction because at least it puts in place a system. Yes, a very messy system, but a system where there was no system before. They also put rules on the private insurance industry so that they can't take our money and put it in their pockets and leave us to stay sick and die.